Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to crochet a Starburst granny square tote bag. Though I'm not going to be starting from scratch because in my last video, I showed you how to crochet a Starburst granny square. And I also have another video where I showed you how to crochet a different kind of granny square where you can change colors. So if you don't know how to crochet a Starburst granny square or any type of granny square, please check out my two videos. And if you already know how to crochet a Starburst granny square or any type of granny square of your choice, please stick around, pick your crochet hook, your pair of scissors, and your ball of yarn. Let's get started. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how you are going to arrange your squares so that you don't get confused when you are connecting it. By the way, I had to connect my squares beforehand because I really want to finish the bag today. So here now I have 3 squares making up one row and 7 squares making up one column. This part now, this part here, this row here is going to form the base and the sides. That's to say these squares here are going to form the sides and these squares here are going to form the sides on this side too. And this one at the middle is going to form the base of the bag. So let me show you what the bag is going to look like. This is it, and this part is the base, and this one is going to form the sides. See? So let me show you how to connect the squares. Alright, let's get into it. If you want your bag to have these rough edges that mine has, you are going to hold the right side up like this, the two right side this way, and then insert your hook and connect your yarn. But if you don't want your bag to, the right side of your bag to have these rough edges that mine has, you turn the right side inwards and let the part that is not the right side to be outwards, and then you join your yarn and connect it. So this is the place you are going to insert your hook to connect your squares. The space between the chain 3 and the space between the chain 3 of the second square, you are going to insert your hook together and connect your yarn the way you connect it whenever you want to change color. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to yarn over, pull it through, and then make a double knot. Okay, so after I've done that, I'm going to insert my hook again, yarn over, and pull it out. Now I have one loop on my hook. So now that I have one loop on my hook, I'm going to insert it into this V here, in between the treble crochet, the first treble crochet after the chain 3 and the second treble crochet. So I'm going to insert it between the V, the top V. Don't connect it into the 3 of them. Insert it into the V, the topmost V, and then do the same too for the second square. Now I'm going to slip stitch it together. Okay, you are going to do this for each of the V's, topmost V's on this side of the square. That's how you are going to connect your squares together. You are going to slip stitch each of these to each other. So now that is basically what you are going to do. Let me do it again so that you see. Now that I've done it between this one, I'm going to do it between this one too. Inserting my hook on the topmost V and checking the one that matches it on the other square, and then connecting my hook through it, yarning over and pulling it out, and then I'm going to pull it out through this one. So that's how to make a slip stitch. Do this to the end of the line, and then you also connect your other squares the same way. So when I reach the end of the row, I am going to insert my hook in between the spaces of this chain 3 of the 2 squares, yarn over and pull it out through this one too, and then I'm going to make a chain of 2 and cut off my yarn. Then pull it out to secure it in place. See, I've been able to join this one. So now I am done joining all my squares. I'm going to go ahead and connect the rows together. I'm going to connect it this way, just the same way you join the squares. The same way I joined the squares, that's the same way I'm going to use to connect the rows together. I'm going to connect it square to square, square to square. That's what I'm going to do. You should do the same too. So for the sides now, I'm going to connect the square in this manner. So you're going to count 1, 2, 3. This 4. 1, 2, 3. This 4. So in this middle one, that is the 4th one, that's where you are going to connect the squares of your sides. So after you've succeeded in connecting your squares and it looks like this, you're going to take it this way, fold it, and then everything else becomes pretty much easy, because all you have to do is that you are going to have to connect the squares in this manner, just the same way you've been connecting row to row. That's what you are going to do here. Once you connect this side, you turn it this way and connect here too. You do the same for this other side, and you have your bag ready. So I'll meet you back when I'm done with mine. After connecting the sides, this is what my bag looks like at the moment. It looks like a bag, right? And this is how the inside is. This is what it looks like. If you look at the bag closely, you can see that the topmost part is not even. So I'm going to make single crochets round it before sewing in the straps. When you've connected your yarn to the bag, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, then chain 1. Then insert your hook into this one, yarn over. You have 2 loops now on your hook. Yarn over again, pull it through all the 2 loops. That is how to make a single crochet. I'm going to do it again. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out. You have 2 loops, right? Yarn over again and pull it through all the 2 loops. So do this round the bag, round the edges of the bag to this part. I'll meet you back when I'm done with mine. Don't forget to drag your tail of yarn as you crochet along. When you get to this part, that is your starting point, you are going to make a single crochet into that starting point too, and then you are going to find your first single crochet and then make a slip knot there to connect this part of your single crochet to this other part of your single crochet, so that I can start making another row of single crochets. Okay, so after you've connected it, you are going to chain 1 and then make single crochets round it again. I made 5 rows of single crochets. Though how many rows of single crochets you are going to make depends on you. As long as it gets the job of evening out the edges done, you are good to go. For the straps, I'm going to start by making a slip knot. Then I'm going to make a chain of 181. Though how many chains you are going to make depends on the length of the strap you want. If 181 is too long for you, please reduce the number of chains. And if 181 is too short for you, please add more chains. So do that. When you get to the number of chains you want to make, I'll meet you back when I'm done with mine. So I'll show you what else you need to do. After making your number of chains, insert your hook into the second chain, yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops. That's a single crochet. So you're going to make single crochets into each of the chains till you get to the last part. So in the end, you're going to have a chain of 180. So any number of chains you're going to be making, make it into an odd number, so that when you insert your hook into the second chain for your row 1, you're going to have an even number at the end. When you get to the end of the row, chain 1, then turn it around and start your row 2. This is what my finished straps looks like. It is made up of 181 chains and 7 rows of single crochets. To add your straps, you have to measure out the part where you want to add it and then mark that place, or you use a stitch marker to mark it. Then you can use your hook and your yarn to slip stitch the strap to the bag, or you can either use needle and thread like I did in mine. I measured out the middle part of each of my granny squares at the edge, and that's how I got here to pull my strap. This is the middle of mine, this is the middle of this one, and that's how I got here to put the strap. So I noticed I had a lot of excess fabric, so I went to sew the inside this way. So right now I'm going to put my tote bag in it and do the sewing. So I'm going to sew it in fabric to bag round to this part. To sew in your loose ends, the method I'm going to show you is not the method most people use. Actually, I discovered this method myself. So if you don't know how to sew in your loose ends and you don't have a darning needle like me, you can do what I'm doing right now. So insert your hook into any of these holes, then yarn over with your loose ends, then pull it through that hole. Make sure it comes out. As you can see now, it didn't come out this time. It might not be easy, but it will get the job done. See? The reason why you have to sew in your loose ends is because when you don't sew in your loose ends and you just cut off the yarn, it will be easy for the yarn to lose up and all your effort will just be in vain. So try as much as possible to sew in your loose ends. If you don't have a darning needle, you can do it the way I'm doing mine. Insert your hook into any of these holes and yarn over and pull it through. It's pretty easy. That's what I'm going to do for my bag. I'm going to show you when I'm done. After sewing in my loose ends, this is what my bag looks like. It's a finished product. fully lined and beautiful. Actually, this is my first ever finished product. This is the first thing I've made since I started learning how to crochet.